Hey everybody, it's Eric here with Spartan Auto Works. Today we are talking about the X-Tool Auto Pro Pad. This is the full version. I've had this for a few months now. I believe I paid a little over $2,000 for it. Been too long now to remember exactly, but it was in the $2,000 range. I had high hopes for this tool, but as we digress into this video, we're going to talk about some of its, in my opinion, shortcomings. What does it come with? It comes with a plethora of adapters, or a few adapters. Comes with a lot of stuff for EEPROMing. Small EEPROM clip, the bigger EEPROM clip, their adapter for the EEPROM adapter. It does come with a breakout box, as you can see here. It does have a blow molded case. The case is, good quality. I think actually the case might be a little bit better than the Alltel case. Not like that's a real selling point or anything. It does come with, a few different of your main adapters that you would need. Obviously the EEPROM stuff is probably the most important, and obviously your programmer for your chips and your transponders. So I probably should have made this video sooner. Like I said, I've had this tool for a few months. Kind of got sparked on it today because another local St. Louis locksmith kind of came to me to talk about some BMW, VW, and Mercedes-Benz stuff, and we were kind of comparing notes. He uses the Code Cannibal, the Z-Full, and the Smart Pro. Three very good tools. Code Cannibal just came out. A couple things I hadn't had a chance to get my hands on the Code Cannibal yet. It is on my to-do list to buy. The Code Cannibal, one thing I did like about it is it actually allows you to go back to old updates. Obviously we know Alltel's had some issue with this lately, where an update makes something at work before useless. So the Code Cannibal allows you to save the previous version, and if there's an issue with the update, you can go back to the previous version. Totally thought that was cool. Did not get to play with it today, really, but I'm hoping here to get my hands on one to play with here shortly, and see what the Code Cannibal is all about. But this video is about the Auto Pro Pad. Like I said, this is the X-Tool Auto Pro Pad. This is the full version. I don't know if the software is different between the full version and the Lite. That I do not know. Didn't really do much research into the two. I just know that when I went to buy it, I wanted the full version. I wanted all the adapters, everything came with, wanted the Cadillac of the Auto Pro Pad. My first experience with it was on an 07 Ford. Was it Expedition, I believe? I believe it was an Expedition. All keys lost situation. Had two keys, two OEM keys. Went to go program the keys, and it did the bypass just fine. Said it gained security access or whatever it, said. And then went to go program key number one. Said program key number one failed. So I tried again, failed again. So I thought, okay, maybe there's an issue with a 10-minute bypass. Let's just do the 10-minute wait. So I did the 10-minute wait. 10-minute wait went through, went to learn the key, and it failed. So I was like, there's got to be something wrong with this car. It can't be the Auto Pro Pad. So I updated the Auto Pro Pad, did all the updates, came back, did the 10-minute bypass, key failed. Did the 10-minute login for security access, key failed. I was like, there's no way. There's got to be something going on with this car. We know the Auto Pro Pad's fully up to date. It's got to be something with the car. I was like, for giggles, let me just go get the IM608. Went and got the IM608. First try, bypassed the security, and learned the key. I learned the second key. Even learned a third key that I cut just to make sure that it wasn't possibly a bad transponder and the keys I was provided, even though they were supposedly cut and provided by a Ford dealership. So I was like, okay, sometimes, different tools don't work as well in other things. We'll give it a pass. The next one up was a Volkswagen Jetta. I literally got started to get programming, and it asked you to hook up the chip reader. Went through this whole loading sequence. Took forever and wasn't getting anywhere. I went and got the IM608. I was done in 3 or 4 minutes. So never fully got to do the Volkswagen. I was just getting frustrated a good tool should be in and out. This took too long. Did another Ford, same problem. It was a later Mustang, can't remember the year. Went through security access, bypass, or no, it didn't bypass. I think it made me wait. The 10 minutes, and failed to learn the key. I've used it on a couple other things. I tried to do Type 1 Chrysler. Let me bring us in a little closer here and see if we can get a better view. I tried to do Type 1 Chrysler because I had heard that it's had good success with learning Type 1 Chrysler. Let's see here if we can go through. It was a Jeep Grand Cherokee. It was 99 through 2004. And key. And went to program keys. Or no, read pin, that's where I went. Let's see if I can back out of here. Yeah, failed to communicate, great. Do you want to read, say, vehicle information? No. Key, read pin. You must be online to do the following, which we were. We had to cut one non-transponder key and one program key, which we had. We went through the whole thing. It takes like 3 minutes per key cycle or something like that. And hopefully you can read that. And didn't work. We had no success. Did it multiple times. As like I said, I swear I read online on one of the forums that it actually worked. Didn't work. Also tried to program a remote to a particular Jeep Grand Cherokee, which we have another video about, when using the DERB 3. Tried to program the remote, and let's see if we can go to that remote. And we had no success programming the remote. DERB 3 did it right away. So I've used it on another handful of cars with limited success. It does do diagnosis, which I believe I use on my truck maybe once. I don't even know if we can go back and see previous vehicles. I guess we can't. But anyway, I tried it on my truck. I believe it did work. Just for generic code reading. I believe it did have some bidirectional controls. Didn't go too far into it, as I was just looking for the actual code that I was getting. Instrument cluster, I will say it did work on one instrument cluster that I tested this on. I rebuilt a lot of 03 through 07 classic clusters, and it does read, or says it reads certain mileage out of the cluster. But it will not do it via OBD, even though I believe that's basically what it says it's going to do. Yeah, if you choose 2003 to 2006, it will actually read, but doesn't seem to go anywhere with it. What else? Other services. So today we tried to read a pin code out of a Jeep Grand Cherokee PCM, just reading the actual EEPROM on the Cherokee, and unfortunately we couldn't get it to read, period. This is the first time I actually wanted to use the EEPROM adapter. So EEPROM adapter, you'd have to put it in. It's got 3 different parts on the board. There's a 24 section. Let's see if I can find it here. 24. So put it in the 24. Make sure it's in there. Then you take off your adapter here. You plug it in like so, just like that. Then you have to supply power. I will say this does come with a nice stand. Or the Auto Pro Pad does come with a nice stand. It is hard to get the magnetic power charging thing to line up. Seems like I always fight with it. Nice stand though, just hard to use. But you would take your power adapter, plug it in, and it would power up the EEPROM reader, or the EEPROM adapter. Now, here's where my complaint comes through. Possibly could have read it, but they clearly used the cheapest chip clip they could get. I mean, I had to pull some plastic out of there. The pins aren't straight. I kind of try to straighten them to get better contact. I couldn't get it around the chip on the skim module. So I don't know. Maybe this works, maybe it doesn't. I tried, had no success. So what I did do is I did order a better chip clip today on Amazon. Be here this week, so I am going to try it with the better chip clip and see if it makes a difference. Because as of right now, I try to read not only that, but I also try to read a gauge cluster EEPROM and a Silverado with no success either. So maybe it will read it, maybe it won't. I don't know. The instructions too, we had to go to YouTube, to I believe it was AutoProPad's YouTube channel, to figure out how to which way you're supposed to connect these wires. There's a little clip, or the little clip here goes to the outside, or the lock goes to the outside. Now obviously it doesn't matter which one it goes on, but yeah, so this is a short review, but so far I'm not very impressed for my $2,000. Maybe I need to update it again. Maybe I need to try some other cars. I don't know. So far I'm really not impressed. And obviously I don't get paid for these reviews, just kind of give people my opinion. I've read really good things about it. A lot of locksmith says it's their go-to tool. So far I'm not impressed. I literally have been leaving this in my toolbox. Still going to be the Alltel for me. At this point, Code Cannibal does look promising. Like I said, I'm hopefully going to get my hands on that in the next couple weeks so I can play with it for a week or two. And hopefully be doing a review about that one as well. From what I can tell, that really seems like the Code Cannibal is a good machine. But if you're looking for a good locksmith tool, supposedly this is good. I'm just not seeing it. So I'm sure most of these features in here will work. Pretty basic scan tool stuff I imagine would work. But the immobilization part of this, I don't know. I got a Honda to do tomorrow. 2006 Honda Accord. I'll give this a try tomorrow on that car and see what it does. Maybe it'll be different. I don't know. But that's my short review. Take it for what it's worth. So far, I'm not impressed. And I'm not trying to be a cheerleader for Alltel, but I spent a lot of money on my tools. I would expect them to work. But so far, this is not the tool I'd invest my money in. I don't know if it does Mercedes-Benz. I don't know if there's an adapter. I don't know why it's got, obviously it doesn't come with anything for IR, but yeah, I'm guessing this is for some old stuff. Who knows? I don't, but we'll figure it out. So until next time, I'm going to go try to play with this a little bit more. Maybe I'll have better news. I'm going to update this again. Maybe I'll have better news, but right now, this is not something I would buy. But who knows? If you've had better luck with it, leave a comment below. Tell me what I'm doing wrong, and we can kind of go from there. Have a good one.